Hello, hello. I've got the whole house to myself, hence spread over the sofa. Yeah, I haven't been by myself for quite some time. And yeah, because since I got to Australia, I've been with my partner Jack. He's away this weekend. Obviously I've been working, but he's always been around. He's also looking for a job at the moment. So we've just spent a lot of quality time together. And I had a massive separation anxiety this morning. But now I've eased into, at first you're like, oh, a whole weekend by myself, what am I going to do? And now I'm like, oh, a whole weekend by myself. Also, my flatmate is out this evening. So I have got the house to myself this evening. And yeah, you can hear the microwave going because I'm heating up last night's curry to have for dinner. So even though I'm coming across extremely bubbly, I am feeling really raw and emotional. Where do I even begin? I have hesitated talking about this because I was like, oh, do people really want to hear? But it's like, the whole point I made this YouTube channel was to ramble about what I want, really show the human that I am navigating this human experience, and have more authenticity, vulnerability, and connection with whatever audience this becomes, whoever is watching this. I want to deepen my connection with you by being real. And yeah, I feel very raw and emotional. I finished a book that I was reading. I think I mentioned that in my previous video, and it was a very, very emotional end. A lot of death, to be honest, and a lot of losing people you love, and it just got me in the feels. And woke up this morning after crying myself to sleep, feeling rather raw. And then separation anxiety of, oh, bear with, this is my dinner. Maybe thinking, what the hell is that? It is last night's curry, which was a cauliflower and paneer chickpea curry in a pitta with some yogurt, but it's extremely hot right now. So what was I talking about? But yeah, so this morning, woke up raw, had separation anxiety because I haven't been without Jack for nearly 2 months, which, yeah, wild. I am a woman who loves a bit of solitude. I used to avoid it back in the day, but then I fell in love with it. But then recently I haven't had it, so this is feeling. At first I felt quite vulnerable. What am I gonna do? Oh my god! But actually, I'm feeling good. With the house to myself this evening, and gonna take it chill. I think I might do a face mask after dinner, a little pamper, and some journaling, and get to bed. I'll take you through my pamper routine. Not that you asked. Why not? I've always wanted to do that. What goo I put on my face, I guess. Don't know why, but the whole point of this YouTube channel is just to do what I've always wanted to do, unapologetically, for no one but myself. And if you're along for the ride, welcome. Anyway, where was I going? Feeling, yeah. Also, I think I mentioned this again in my last video about creating a program in my business like no other in helping people return to themselves. And as part of that, we're looking at limiting beliefs. And I'm currently deep in the creation of this program. For me to figure out what journey I want to take people on, I have to take myself on it. And I am learning even more about myself. Like, this self-discovery journey is forever. Like, it is a forever journey, learning about yourself. And I obviously want to give people the tools and the awareness to be able to continue that journey beyond my program. But anyway, with this, like, I'm looking at inner child activations and creating, recording meditations, and with that, I'm really taking myself through this program, and the layers that I'm uncovering, it's just constant, like new layers, and with that, it has been extremely emotional and tender. Like, I'm using a new tool, which is muscle testing, where you basically, your body is connected to your subconscious, because your body, you know, we're breathing, pumping blood around our body, like without even thinking, and our subconscious holds our beliefs. So, and our beliefs are like our law of attraction, and I'm moving through that with a new missing piece. I've been given the missing piece to my limiting belief from my mum. Me and my mum have a very, very beautiful, close, deep connection. She shared stuff with me, which then became something that I've experienced. There's a whole other layer, and oh my God, is it raw? And I did inner child meditation today, where I took, like, not just my inner child, my fetal self, version of self that was in my mum's womb. I took that version of self through an experience using, I went off a tangent, muscle testing. Muscle testing is where basically your body reacts before your brain can answer a question, and you can use these different techniques to find the answer. I've been using this, and I have found out some profound information on, like, I went through some questions to ask my body, letting my muscles either tense or relax, and asking myself some really, like, uncomfortable questions. And it's not what I'm consciously answering, it's what my body is answering. And I didn't even know this stuff was there, like having to forgive myself for existing. And my throat is like bobbling, you know, when your throat bobbles when you get like something, yeah, that's the only way I can describe it. Oh my God. It's because I'm speaking something so vulnerable, my body's like, oh, that's vulnerable, you're gonna share this online? The reason I'm sharing this is that hopefully that, you know, if you're going through something similar, you're diving into something similar, it's so easy to think on this self-discovery journey that you're the only one that is looking into this and is feeling things deeply and all of that. You are not alone. But yeah, asking myself these questions that, like, is just instantly, like, I call what I'm talking about, like, this kind of bubble in the throat, or like when you hear a truth that you know is it's so true, but it's so uncomfortable, and it's like it's got shame connected to it. I call that a goggle jab. It's just my own personal term. It's basically so when someone's just like punched you in the throat, like energetically, and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? And yeah, I've been giving myself a lot of those, and literally have been sunbathing, headphones in, taking myself through a meditation, bawling my eyes out, letting myself feel the feels, and really honoring the feeling, even though it's like sorrow and anger. Like, this is what you can ask yourself, what emotions are connected using muscle testing, where it is within the body, what method of releasing this limiting belief will work best. Like, you can ask. It's such a powerful free tool that anyone can access. Anyway, yeah, so I've been using that to really dive on a deeper level, and I'm going through my Saturn return, which is just like, you know, it's just being totally cracked open, really. And yeah, I'm in that space of feeling raw and vulnerable and heavy. But that is part of doing the work. I do that because like maybe has a bit of a bad connotation these days, but like the work is life-changing, and it is worth looking at reflections of yourself that you've avoided or never knew that were there, and has a lot of like pain. And also a whole other layer came up, like I just mentioned, and then suddenly out of nowhere I just thought of my dog, my family dog that passed away weeks before I moved to Australia. My God, I'm making me feel emotional. I was sending a voice note to my family group chat of how I was feeling, and then suddenly Maui came into my head, and then I just started, but the reason I got really upset is I hadn't thought about her for a while, and I felt guilty. Grief is something that I haven't, this is like the first time with my dog going through, and it's weird. And I know that grief is a part of the human experience, and there is more grief in my future, unfortunately, but there is. And I feel things so deeply. As you can see, I'm probably like holding back tears, but yeah, I felt guilty for not to have thought of her. I've seen a lot of angel numbers today, so I think that is her literally being like, hey, I'm here. Because there's a whole other story about how she's connected to the number 111 when she passed. She literally sent us a 111. Anyway, that's a whole other story, but my dinner's gonna get cold. You know when people ask you, how are you doing? You're like, yeah, I'm good, thanks. This wasn't one of those. It's just like, this is how I'm really feeling. I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone to share that. It is not to receive any pity. If this is resonating and this, I don't know, you feel seen and by just, watching this, then amazing. Anyway, I am going to eat my curry pitta weird dinner, and then I can't wait to take my makeup off and just wind down. So let's wind down together. Face mask on. It's not one of those face masks you can see, but you can probably see the shine. That is marinating. Cup of tea. And now I'm going to spend 10 minutes while this is marinating on my face, journaling. It is such a powerful practice. It is a practice that has changed the game, totally changed my life. It allows you to have such an honest conversation with yourself. And it's not about making it sound really beautiful. It is just being raw and not judging yourself. Because when we are honest, we can get so much clarity from our own courageous honesty. Often we look outside of ourselves to find the answers, but when you are honest and you have a daily practice, or just a journal prompts that really, when you start, it's great to use journal prompts because they really focus and direct what you're talking about. Now I'm probably gonna just free write, which that's just me writing, like no structure, just letting the pen move. But yeah, I'll put a few of my go-to journal prompts when I feel stuck on the screen, if you want to give them a go. Welcome to my bathroom. I've just taken my face mask off, feeling very fresh. I am so grateful for my skin being clear. I have been on a journey with my skin, and this is the clearest it has ever looked, ever. ever as an adult. And I am so grateful. For such a long time, I just thought my worthiness was connected to my skin. And I'm on the other side. And I definitely think since being in Australia, my skin's got even better. I'm not wearing that much makeup, if any. I would say 80% of my week I am wearing nothing, just SPF. And then the other 20 I'm wearing little to no makeup. So I just used this face mask. It's from Beauty Pie, and it is a AHA, don't know what that means, 5-minute facial peel. Now, can't get this in Australia. Got this when I was in the UK, loved it. You need to use this like maybe once a week, if that. I only just use it if my skin feels clogged and congested. I haven't basically done a face mask for a while, and I thought I've been sweating a lot, so maybe it's more clogged than it looks. So I've done that. Next up, I've got the Beauty Pie product. Oh, there's a lovely hair on it. Nice. It is a niacinamide. This is running low. I actually bulk bought loads of Beauty Pie. Because I love it, but I had to cancel my subscription because they don't ship to Australia. But I love their products. And I actually used their makeup remover it's like a cleansing balm, but in a squeezy pot. This is so good. Makes your skin feel so moisturized after just cleansing. I've heard a lot about tallow out here. I got myself some Naked Tallow. It's an Australian brand, and it's 100% grass-fed tallow cream, which is basically beef fat, which when you think about it, it's kind of grosses me out. But apparently it is so good for your skin. I've had a bit of eczema come up, and I've also had dermatitis, and that like back in the day, and I've also had recently psoriasis, and the reviews on that are really good. So I'm going to put that on my eczema that is just flared up. You literally need the tiniest amount. It looks like it's a cream, but it's like, you know how coconut oil goes hard? That's what this is. So I literally just get the tiniest bit, like just filling up my fingernail like that. So I got the original one, but there was other ones with like other essential oils in it. Oh, this one also has jojoba oil. Kind of wish I got one with some essential oils in, because the smell of it just smells of beef. So rubbing beef into my face is, I try not to think about it, but you know, it's being, I guess, resourceful, and it says grass-fed, and I looked at the website, and it just looks really top quality stuff. So putting it all the way down my neck, I only put a tiniest amount on, and yeah, that spread across my whole face and neck. Do a little bit of facial massage. Okay, that's it. I'm quite a lazy product girl. Didn't used to be. I used to put so much on, but especially being here, I realised the less I put on, the better my skin is. And if you think about it, you know, when we were cavemen and women, we would have literally just washed our face with water. That is my nighttime routine on my face. Quite boring, really. We're gonna see how this tallow stuff works out. The only thing is the smell. That's my only complaint so far, but I literally bought it 2 days ago. So let's see. My scrunchie kind of matches my top. I'm probably gonna call it. Oh my god, look at my crazy. I kind of like a caveman. Oh wow. Ready for the crazy hairstyle? This is how I sleep. Keep the curls on top of my head, but I look absolutely mental. I am going to a thrift event tomorrow, like a sale, that I've been following them on Instagram for such a long time now. I haven't managed to go to their shop yet, but they have multiple thrift shops. So they've got one in the Gold Coast, they've got one in Sydney, Melbourne, Noosa, I think somewhere else I've missed. Basically, it's a thrift shop, slightly different, where real people rent racks and they for a month, and then the last weekend of the month they have a sale. Like whatever is, like, basically the sellers need to just get rid of the stuff, so they put a sale on. And I thought, okay, if I'm gonna go check it out, I may as well check it out when they've got a sale, and they do it the last weekend of every month. So they open at 9 tomorrow, and I've got work at 1:30, and it's quite North Gold Coast, so I'm gonna get the bus. So I'm gonna get up quite early. I'm gonna aim to get there at 8, go for a matcha and take myself a little matcha date for an hour, and then go to the thrift shop. I'll take you along, see if we can find any good bits, and then get the bus straight down to the other side of the Gold Coast where I work. And then I've got work at 1:30. 1:30? Yeah. So yeah, that's tomorrow. So I'm gonna call it a night now, but thanks for going on a vulnerable chat with me. Night. Good morning. I am on my way to the thrifting sale. It is 10 to 7 and I'm walking to the bus stop. It doesn't open till 9, so very early, but it probably will take like 40 minutes to get there, and then I'm gonna find a place to have matcha, and then yeah, I've got all my stuff for work with me in my bag. But first things first, go need a coffee or a matcha, and there's a place that I've seen online that I'm gonna try and get to. This hairstyle is cute, but when it's windy, it's really not ideal, is it? I had a delicious matcha. It was very busy in that cafe, so I didn't get my phone out. I was just really enjoying just sitting and people watching. It was a good people watching spot. But now I'm walking, it is 10 to 9. Shop opens at 9, and I'm just slowly making my way over to the shop. I'm a bit early still. Don't hate me, I didn't get that much filmed because I was overwhelmed by the amount, but also underwhelmed. There wasn't anything that was really grabbing me, so this is all I got. So as you probably tell, I was overwhelmed for one. There were so many clothes, but I was in and out in 30 minutes. There was nothing that was really like, oh my god, I must have this. The only thing that I was like debating was this jewellery stand of a local jeweller who had these like beads, and then it had like an R. Oh, they had like letters, and there was no R's there. And I asked someone who worked there, and they didn't have any. So I'm just like, oh, there you go. So I feel quite tired now. I won't lie. So yeah, it wasn't successful, but in a way, I think, you know, I trust that there wasn't anything for me. That's okay. It is okay. I've got plenty of clothes, and to be honest, like before moving to Australia, I was on a mission to get rid of as many clothes as possible. For one, get money to go to Australia, and two, because I couldn't take everything with me, I had very small storage space in England. So yeah, I know that the reason I was so excited today is because the Australian brands and fashion is really cool and really at my vibe. So I just thought there'd be some absolute gems, but it all depends on the sellers. So each rack is like someone selling their pre-loved stuff, and clearly there wasn't a person that matches my vibe, or just maybe because it's the end of the month, all the good stuff went at the beginning of the month. So maybe it's the beginning of the month is where you get the good finds, and actually the sale is just the dribs and the drabs. Thought I'd be there longer, and I thought the traffic would be pretty chocker, but it's not too bad. So I've still got 3 hours until I have to be at work. So I've come back, and I actually quite thirsty. I want to have another matcha, but I've actually run out of matcha at home. I have been trying to get into making my own matcha, because matcha is quite hard. Like, everywhere does matcha differently. Most are really weak, and then some of them are like really too strong, and so, like, yeah, it's just a bit hit and miss. And I'm a bit fed up in being disappointed, I guess. So I just thought, why don't I just make some at home? But then now I'm finding that I've tried 2 different matcha powders, and they're just not strong. Like, it just tastes of milk. So there is this matcha powder that I know I can get in my local health food shop, which is just a walk away from my flat. But what I do know about it is very strong. I have had it at a cafe once, and I was like, oh, that is on the strong side. However, I could just use, you know, the beauty of doing it yourself is you could just use less. Whereas I've been overdosing on the powder because it's been so weak previously. So I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to give it a go. And then hopefully this is the 3rd time lucky. It's the 3rd powder I'll be testing out. So yeah, I will go get some matcha powder, go make another matcha, and then maybe do some editing of this YouTube video. I will give you the verdict on my DIY matcha 3rd time, hopefully lucky. So the haul that I did get was one of these. This Loco Lab apparently is amazing. I haven't tried this is a new flavour. Pistachio milk praline. So that is a little treat for myself, a little gift. This is the matcha that I'm going to go try out. And I've run out of my fussy deodorant, and they don't ship fussy here, which is annoying. So I've heard good things about this. It's a natural deodorant. Spicy chai, and boy, my armpits are absolutely dripping today. It is so muggy. So this is really going to put this to the test. It looks good. Let's taste it. Oh my God. 3rd time lucky. Cheers to that. Hello. I don't know when I last picked up my camera. I think it might have been yesterday when I had my matcha before work. Anyway, it is the next day. I have been working this morning, and my plan was to go to the beach, read a book, actually start the sequel of the book that I cried myself to sleep over. the other night. I have to keep going. It's so good. But yeah, it's really overcast and a bit windy. So I am actually going to take myself on a run. I've just had some lunch. I'm going to take myself on a run and then go to my gym, because my gym is also an aquatic centre, and go for a swim. I need to buy some goggles, and yeah, I haven't been in a swimming pool doing like swimming. I mean, I'm not going to be doing front crawl. I used to swim a lot as a kid, and I used to just love being underwater, and I just really feel cool to be in water, in a body of water. We don't have a bath here. I could have so had a bathhouse session because I work at a bathhouse here on the Gold Coast, but I'm actually going for one tomorrow, and it was quite busy when I left, and I just want chill solitude time. So I'm gonna get some goggles and swim for my inner child, really. But first, I've got my laptop. I'm gonna do some editing of this video. I had really no plan for what this video could be, but essentially it's you spending time with me on my weekend of solitude with the house to myself. Yeah. So solitude is so important in reconnecting with yourself, getting comfortable in your own company. And tonight the only thing I've got planned is to FaceTime my beautiful family. So that is later on. And then after that FaceTime, I'm going to do a quick soul reset. I think I might have mentioned this in the last video, but I host a Sunday Soul Reset. It's like a workshop. Originally, this workshop was a ritual that I created for myself. And I am going to give myself a soul reset, and today is Sunday. So it's going to be a proper Sunday soul reset. So I'm going to journal, I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to pull a few tarot cards for myself before I head to bed. And you can come along for the ride. That was disgusting. That was probably not the best humidity for a run, but I did it anyway. I ran for about 45 minutes. It was roughly like a 7k, but I didn't really track like my pace or anything. I just give myself a high five that I'm just out running, because I once used to couldn't run. I once used to smoke, could you believe it? And I could barely like run for the bus, which is just wild. And I actually completed my first half marathon this year before I moved to Australia. So now haven't got a goal. I just want to get myself out there. If you are at all curious of what I've been listening to on my run, I actually at the beginning of this year had a whole Lightning Weather rebrand, and I had a photo shoot, and for that photo shoot I wanted to have music playing that empowered me and made me feel really good. So I've just been listening to that playlist non-stop. Like, it's just got such a creation of many different genres, and every song makes me smile or makes me feel more connected to myself. So if you're at all interested or curious in seeing what a slice of me through the musical lens is, then I'll just put a screen recording of my playlist, and maybe we have musical similarities. That was harder than I anticipated. Okay, I am showered. I am feeling very tired now. I have been awake since 4:45 this morning. So I'm really feeling it, and It been active and working and swimming. Let's talk about swimming, because that was a lot harder than I thought. Than I thought it'd be. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I haven't swum like that since I was a kid, and it really showed, but I didn't put any expectation on myself apart from give it a go for 30 minutes. There wasn't any actual clock, which was kind of annoying. So I just did as much as I just intuitively felt like I wanted to do, which I reckon was about 20 to 30 minutes. And I got a lot of water in my mouth. Don't know how I did that. Like my mouth, even though I've had a cup of tea, feels like it just, all I can taste is chlorine, which ain't great. But it was nice to give that a go. But I really underestimated how hard swimming is. I tried front crawl, I tried breaststroke, I tried backstroke. Didn't even attempt butterfly because my inner child was enjoying it. And now I'm feeling very, very sleepy. But I'm FaceTiming my family in about 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna eat dinner and do a little soul reset. The next upcoming soul reset will be, I'll be sharing the recorded workshop on Sunday, the 2nd of November. And it's going to be released just before the full moon, which I think is on the 5th of November, which is either a Tuesday or a Wednesday, depending on what hemisphere you're on. And yeah, it's going to be powerful journaling, an aura cleansing meditation, where you're going to see what is energetically in your space and maybe blocking you. And yeah, we're going to dive deep into that with cosmic insights, and then doing a collective tarot reading. So if you are curious and would like to reset your soul in the next upcoming full moon, then join me. I'll put the little link in the description for you. Look at this sleeping angel. Leo. Yes. Arr. Look at his little paws. He's like, why have you woken me up? Sorry. He's just keeping me company as I edit this video. Oh, yeah. Getting your yeah. Don't stop. So, my soul is reset. I journaled, I meditated, and I pulled some tarot. And God, it was just so needed. And I feel ready to hit the hay, as they say. And I've got an early start in the morning. I am having a bathhouse session with a new friend, and then we're going for breakfast, which at a new place that I've been wanting to check out. So I am excited about that. But thank you so much for coming along on this weekend of solitude. Really, I was just writing actually in my journal how I didn't realize how much I actually needed this time to myself. And I'm going to continue, I promised myself to continue the energy of this reconnection, this feeling of like, oh, hello, you who've moved to Australia. How are we? I haven't had that time to myself since I've been here, and it has definitely been needed. And I'm going to continue fostering, nurturing, loving that connection, because the connection with yourself impacts everything. It is the relationship that changes everything. So if you are calling a soul reset, if this has inspired you to get a journaling practice, maybe you've used the journal prompts that I shared with you and you want to dive in deeper, you want to explore some tarot, you want to do an aura cleansing meditation, then come and join me. If you are looking for a sign to reconnect, let this be the one and follow the link below. Thanks for watching my second YouTube video, and yeah, give it a like, give it a subscribe if you felt that this resonated, and we'll see you in the next one.